Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to the channel. My name is Dan and this is episode 13 of the Diamond Stars set. And let's go ahead and do a recap of episode 12. In episode 12 we started with card number 53, that was Oscar Malillo. And then we discussed card number 54, which was the big time Hall of Famer Hank Greenberg. And then in card number 55, that was Tony Cuccinello. And we finished up last episode with card number 56, which was Gus Sir. We've got a good lineup for you this episode. Two big-time Hall of Famers. And again, going in numerical order. So let's go ahead and start off with the first player. And that first player is Cy Blanton. Card number 57. And let's learn a little bit about Cy Blanton. He was born in 1908 in Waurika, Oklahoma. He was a pitcher for the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Philadelphia Phillies. He made his major league debut in 1934. And for the first 3 years of his career, he led the league in ERA, shutouts, and starts. He was a two-time All-Star. He played for only 9 years, and in 1942, the Phillies released him after he was hospitalized for kidney problems. He played for another 3 years in the minors and then died in 1945 unexpectedly. So on the back of the card, this is a greenback from 1935. And on the back of the card, the fielding tip is, this tip is for pitchers and not to try to strike out every batter. Instead, pitch to the outside corners of the plate, causing the batter to hit the ground, cause the batter to hit a ground ball or pop up and rely on your infielders. So that's the fielding tip. Now, what I really like about this card is the dramatic colors, the color variation in the background. You've got 4 or 5 different colors used in the background. But my favorite part of the card is him holding the ball, that grip that he's got on the ball. And, probably discussing how he pitches the ball. So that is Cy Blanton. And the next card that I have is card number 58. And card number 58 is Glenn Myatt. Let's get Glenn Myatt in camera. All right, Glenn Myatt was born in 1897 in Argenta, Arkansas. Glenn was a catcher who made his major league debut in 1920 for the Athletics. He played for a total of 16 years, and aside from the Athletics, he also played for the Indians, the Giants, and the Tigers. He died in 1969 at the age of 72. And on the back of the card, it's a greenback also from 1935. And on the back of the card, the fielding tip, this tip is for catchers, telling them to make sure their catching equipment fits securely to prevent injuries. And on the front of the card, what I especially like about this card is, it's one of those catcher's cards, and those catcher's cards, they always look really cool. I love the American flag over behind the shoulder. I love the catcher equipment and the catcher's equipment, the glove, and especially that mask that he threw off his face, and you can see the downward motion that the artist made on the card. There's also some players in the background, and I always enjoy seeing players in the background. So that is Glenn Myatt. All right, let's move on to the next player, the third player. This is a Hall of Famer, and I think you will enjoy this. This is card number 59, Jim Bottomley. And let's learn a little bit about Jim Bottomley. He was born in 1900 in Oglesby, Illinois. In 1922, he made his major league debut as a first baseman for the St. Louis Cardinals. He was the Gas House Gang's cleanup hitter, and in 1924, he established a major league record for driving in 12 runs in a 9-inning game. In that game, he went 6 for 6 at the plate. Jim Bottomley was with the Cards for 10 seasons. He also played for the Reds and the Browns. While he was with the St. Louis Browns, he was also a player-manager. He retired after 15 seasons in 1937. and about his stats. So Bottomley had a lifetime batting average of .310. He accumulated 2,313 hits, 219 home runs, and 1,422 RBIs. He was a two-time World Series champion, a National League MVP in 1928, a National League home run leader, two-time National League RBI leader. Bottomley holds the single-season record for most unassisted double plays by a first baseman. In my last video, I told you about Gus Sir there in the background, and Gus Sir was the only player to ever be sued by a fan for hitting the fan by a foul ball. Well, in Jim Bottomley's case, Jim is the only player ever to be sued by a fan for being hit by a home run. The ball broke the fan's nose, and in court, Jim lost the case because he was made to say that he intentionally hit the ball trying to hit a home run. So he had to pay $3,500 to the fan. Jim was the first of only two players in baseball history to collect 150 or more doubles, triples, and homers in a career. The other player being Lou Gehrig. Jim Bottomley died in 1959 at the age of 59. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1974, and there was some scandal behind who was inducted by the Veterans Committee that year. And so, if you're interested, you should check that out. Now, on the back of the card, this card is from 1935, and on the back of the card, the tip talks about the first base position needing to be reserved for one of the better batsmen on the team. I think this tip was more for manager than it is for kids. But on the front, what I really love about this, his facial expression is really done well in this card. And I love the red used for the grandstands, and then the bats all lined up in the background with the players back there. So that's what I really love about this card. And so that is card number 59, Jim Bottomley. Now the last card is another big-time Hall of Famer, and that is Red Ruffing. So let's get Red Ruffing in there. I got to move all these over so you can see Red Ruffing. Shift over there, Jim Bottomley. There you go. All right. So Red Ruffing. Charles Red Ruffing, born in 1905 in Granville, Illinois. Ruffing dropped out of school when he was 13 years old. He went to work in his father's coal mine. He also played for the mine's company baseball team as an outfielder and a first baseman. Red ended up losing 4 of his toes on his left foot from a mining accident. He became unable to run in the field, so his doctor recommended him becoming a pitcher. Red made his major league debut in 1924 as a pitcher for the Boston Red Sox. In his 22-year career, he played for the Red Sox, the Yankees, and the White Sox, but he is most remembered for his time with the Yankees. Ruffing spent 5.5 seasons with the Red Sox and was traded to the Yankees in the middle of 1930 season. During his time with the Yankees, Ruffing was a 6-time All-Star, a 6-time World Series champ, an AL wins leader, and an AL strikeout leader. After the 1942 season, Ruffing, despite being 37 years old at the time and missing 4 toes, enlisted in the Army. He missed 2 seasons due to his wartime service. So, Red, thank you for your military service. And upon his 40th birthday, he was discharged from the Army and rejoined the Yankees during the 1945 season. In 1946, Red suffered a broken kneecap from a line drive and missed the remainder of the 46 season. He was traded to the Chicago White Sox for the 1947 season and had little playing time because of his continued knee pain. Well, then he was hit in the same kneecap a second time, and after that decided to retire from baseball. So his stats include, in total, Ruffing won 231 games just with the Yankees, and he remains the winningest right-handed pitcher in Yankees history. He finished his career with 273 wins and 1,987 strikeouts. He's in the Boston Red Sox Hall of Fame and is a Monument Park honoree there in New York. He was voted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1967, and Red Ruffing died at the age of 80 in 1986. And on the back of this card, it's a greenback from 1935, and the tip on the back of the card is directed at pitchers. It says that a pitcher's power changes day by day, and therefore a pitcher should practice their curveball before the game to identify how much curve there's going to be in the pitch. Red Ruffing says that his curve can range from 15 inches to 18 inches depending on his power that day. So what I really love about this card is that it shows off that Yankee ball cap, and then you've got the catcher and the umpire in the background. And so that's what I really love about that card. And so those are the cards that I have for you today. I hope that everybody enjoyed this episode, and just remember to stay resilient, hunt the good stuff, and thanks for watching.